Let's draw the full picture of what's public versus what's private, because this is the entire value proposition. On-chain, visible to everyone, the authorizations Merkle tree root and structure, the issuer authorizations Merkle tree for identity provider tracking, quiz commitment hashes, the fact that someone was onboarded, proof validity, yes or no. Off-chain, on the other hand, we have private to the investor, all 14 passport MRC fields, the identity provider's signature details, the investor's actual coin balance, the secret key, Merkle paths, age, document number, name, sex, expiry date, everything that makes you identifiable as a specific human being. The disclosure boundary is the system is surgical. Out of everything the circuit processes, an entire passport worth of data, a cryptographic signature, a financial balance. Compare that to a traditional KYC system where a centralized provider stores your full passport scan, your selfie, your address history, and your bank statements, any of which can leak in a data breach. Or, for example, to Ethereum whitelist, where your address is permanently and publicly linked to a past KYC for anyone with a block explorer to see. The midnight approach isn't just better privacy, it's better compliance. You are providing the exact regulatory requirements, nationality checks, wealth thresholds, knowledge quiz, without collecting or storing any data beyond what the regulation demands. Minimum viable disclosure, maximum verifiable compliance. Let's make this a concrete with a side-by-side comparison. Ethereum KYC for real-world asset tokenization today, the standard approach, an investor completes KYC through a third-party provider. The provider verifies their identity, stores their private information in a centralized database, and then calls a smart contract function that adds the investor's address to a public whitelist mapping. The problems compound. First, the centralized database is a honeypot. Every data breach headline you've read, right? That's the risk. Second, the on-chain whitelist links addresses to KYC status permanently. Once your address is marked as KYC approved, that's public information forever. Block exploiters index it, analytics firms correlate it, and your pseudonymity is gone. Third, if regulators in different jurisdictions have different requirements, you need different whitelists, different providers, and every one of them stores your data independently. This multiplies the attack surface. Midnight CK KYC, the investor proves everything inside a single CK proof. No centralized database is needed for on-chain verification. The proof is the verification itself. No public whitelist, just a Merkle tree commitment that's meaningless without the private inputs. No address correlation. The authorization is tied to a C-swap compatible key, not a reusable address. Okay, let's see the trade-offs. More complex contracts, a signature bridge infrastructure, and proof generation time. But for regulated assets where investors' privacy isn't optional, it's legally required in many jurisdictions. This isn't a nice to have. It's the only architecture that satisfies both the regulation and the privacy rights. A full passport worth of data, a government signature, a wealth threshold, 3 verification gates, and the blockchain records exactly one thing. This investor qualifies. No name, no document number, no balance, just a Merkle tree entry and a mathematical proof. That's a CK identity verification on Midnight. And what Brick Towers built with Midnight real-world asset is a reference implementation for how every regulated token platform should handle investor onboarding. If you want to see how all of these wires together, the contract architecture, the identity API, the witnesses, the deployment flow, the build section walks through that with the whole architecture connecting together. That's where the code comes alive. And if you want to have the bigger picture of why Midnight's privacy model makes this possible, the previous deep dive on CK access control covers the Merkle tree and the nullifier patterns that underpin all of this. We help teams build exactly these kind of systems: privacy preserving identity verification, CK compliance infrastructure, the full Midnight stack. If you're working on regulated tokenizations and need this kind of architecture, links to everything in the description, including how to work with us. And if you want direct async access to the team, check out our memberships. Links below. See you in the next one.